So, a good and useful way of looking at the geopolitical chessboard in the region is looking at the different countries and the type of governments that they have. Are they left wing governments or are they right wing governments? One being sympathetic to the Maduro regime and the other being sympathetic to the United States. Now, Rubio labels three countries, Nicaragua, Venezuela, and Cuba, as the axis of tyranny in the Caribbean region. And for those of you who are politically aware, it sounds familiar to the axis of evil label that Bush had in the Middle East. So they have an axis of tyranny label for the in Latin America. And what we can see is that when you look at the Latin American region, there's certain governments that were sympathetic to Maduro that have recently fell. So look at Bolivia. MAS, which is the socialist government, was recently defeated after 2 decades in power by a center-right candidate or president, and the win was decisive. This happened this year. In Ecuador, Noboa's rise ended dominance by Chavista-aligned ideology. In Chile in 2025, due to rising crime and migration, there has been a huge electoral shift to the right. Right, there will be a new right-wing president. In St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Ralph Gonzalez, or Comrade Gonzalez, lost after 25 years in power. He was one of Maduro's most loyal friends in CARICOM and a key defender of Chavez and Maduro at the OAS for 2 decades. Just a quote, St. Vincent and the Grenadines will not garner much attention internationally. Comrade Ralph consistently ran interference for Chavez and Maduro at the OAS, the Organization of American States. So his defeat was not just local politics, it removed a major diplomatic shield that Maduro relied on. He was replaced by a center-right. So it flipped St. Vincent and the Grenadines from a quiet ally of Maduro, or loud ally of Maduro, to a pro-American politician there. Notwithstanding that, Maduro's remaining allies are a lot weaker. In Honduras, there are new presidential elections coming up. The right is looking a lot stronger there. In Cuba, the regime there is very, very quiet regarding what is going on. They can't do much to help Maduro. In Colombia, the president there is left-wing. He's an ally of Maduro, but he's under significant pressure internally by forces that are more sympathetic to the Americans. You look at Mexico, left-wing government. You look at Brazil, a left-wing government. Their response to American movements against Maduro has been very muted. And these are Maduro's remaining allies. So what we see is all of these little chips, these states, and the governments that are there, the ones that are sympathetic to Maduro, are being replaced by right-wing governments.